Yeah, so my name is Charles Bock and I'm one of the new team leaders at the Children's Cancer Institute. And I'd like to share my story about my two great friends, Mark and Laura. I've known Mark and Laura for over a decade now, and they are the proud parents of two amazing kids, Karis and Cole. And it's Karis who I want to tell you a little bit more about because she loves ice cream, she loves swimming, she's a great swimmer, and she loves climbing trees with her brother Cole. But on April the 15th this year, I received a call from Mark. And I remember that call because I was about to sit down with my own family for dinner. And Mark told me that Karis had just been diagnosed with leukemia. I mean, this is the research that I've dedicated the past decade of my life to finding better treatments. And so whilst many of us in April were probably wondering where we're going to get another toilet paper roll or a packet of pasta, Mark and Laura were about to contend with undergoing intensive chemotherapy with Karis at the Sydney Children's Hospital. And chemotherapy is what she received. She received an entire battery of different drugs with names such as methotrexate, vincristine, 6-mercaptopurine, dexamethasone, cyclophosphamide, alisparaginase, and the list goes on, all aimed at killing every single leukemia cell in Karis's body, in her blood, and in her bone marrow. But these drugs are pretty blunt instruments and are designed to kill all rapidly dividing cells. So Karis loses her hair and she loses her entire immune system because all her normal blood cells are also killed as part of the chemotherapy. And as a result of that, Karis finds it very difficult to fight simple infections. And so she's at risk of not being able to get an infection, or she will be at risk of an infection if she gets a simple scratch. And so she's always going back to hospital with a temperature. And not only is she then having to take heavy courses of antibiotics and antifungals, but she's often on anti-nausea tablets and on the really, really bad days, morphine to cope with the pain and discomfort. And so the only way I can describe this full frontal assault on Karis, who's only 7, is the same as you taking a flamethrower to weed your garden. Yes, highly effective, there is no doubt, but the collateral damage to all the healthy cells of Karis's body leaves a long shadow for the rest of her life. This is not to mention the stress on the relationship between my friends Mark and Laura, and Cole, Karis's little brother, who often asks questions about where her sister is when she has to stay overnight because she's fighting another infection or undergoing more chemotherapy. But what happens if I could tell you that instead of wiping out her immune system, we could actually harness the power of that immune system to fight the leukemia? Now, this isn't some sort of science fiction. This is the basis of what we call an immunotherapy. And one type of that immunotherapy is called CAR T-cell therapy. This is where we take the T-cell from the patient and we re-engineer that cell to go and fight that leukemia cell like nature's own stealth bomber, killing each cell one by one. But the challenge has been trying to find something which is unique about the leukemia cells, which is not on the surface of normal blood cells. And I can tell you that after 12 years of research, we've been able to identify one of those targets. Not only that, but we've been able to successfully raise antibodies to that target, which is the foundation for that immunotherapy. Moreover, we've been able to take that antibody and sequence how it recognizes that and generate the first CAR constructs, which we hope will be very unique and selective for leukemia cells and preserve your own human blood cells. And that is, just last month in October, we received the first 4 tubes of those CAR constructs ready for us to test in the lab. And this is why I'm here today. I'm here to ask for your support to build on this momentum, because you're probably wondering, if I give $5 or $10, what will that actually mean? Well, $500 will mean that I can grow the cells for another month in the lab. $10,000 means I can sequence another series of those antibodies so we get another chance of building more CAR constructs to test in our model systems. And in fact, $20,000 or more will allow us to move our CAR T therapies into testing them on real patient leukemia cells using our avatar models. I have cycled with Jackson, the father of Amity, and it's in part of the Endure for a Cure. I've jumped out of a plane with Darren and Sarah Batchelor, the parents of Isla, who also had leukemia, all in aid of raising funds and awareness of children with cancer. Because, I will keep going if you will. There's nothing I would like to see more than Karis and kids after carers back in that tree, climbing and having fun with their family. Thank you.